Alright. Alright. Let's say you earn $3 an hour. And you've already got $6 saved. How do you figure out exactly when you can afford something? Well, there's an equation for it. It's y equals 3x plus 6. And this is called the slope-intercept form, where y equals mx plus b. This. And it might just look like random letters right now, but by the end of this video, you understand every single part. Alright, so basically, the y is the number you're going to have at the end of the day, or when you want to find out. Then m is how much your money actually increases. So in our case, it was $3 per hour. And x is the amount of hours, so $3 per hour, so 3x. And then b is actually how much money we started out with. So that's what we add to the equation. Alright, so let's go into the graph now. So since you started with $6, you'd actually have a point on 0, where you just have 0 hours worked, but $6. But after 1 hour, what's 6 plus 3? Would be equal to 9. But you have $9. And then what's, another hour, you'd have $12. And then it would go up to 15, and then 18. And as you do this, you can actually just draw a straight line. I know my line's not the straightest, but it's supposed to look like this. And then it would keep going on forever for how many hours there are. Alright. So, now that we know that, let's say you worked for... Actually, no. Let's say you want $18. How many hours are you going to work to have $18? So it's just like this. So let's say remember, y equals mx plus b. Shoot. Alright. So you want $18, and that's the y value. So you put 18 right here. Equivalent to m. What's your m? You get $3 per hour. So your m is 3. And x is the amount of hours. You don't know that, so you just leave it as x. And then you add 6 because that's how much you start with. So let's do some algebra. You subtract 6 from both sides. So that with this, 18 minus 6 equals to 12. And then you do the other side. Subtract 6 from positive 6, which is just 0. So then it would be 12 equals 3x. Once you have 12 equals 3x, what do? To isolate this x? You divide both sides by 3. And then you get 4 equals x. So that means you need to work 4 hours to get $18 with this equation. Alright, so here are some more questions. It's your turn. Alright, so let's say you have 2x plus 3 equals 11. So, when will you have $11? We do the same steps. We do 2x equals 11, and we have to subtract 3. So by subtracting positive 3, by positive 3, you get 0, so there's nothing here. And here, subtract 3. So you have 2x equals to 8. And then we divide both sides to isolate for x. And then x is going to be equal to 4. Just like that, with this equation, where y is equal to 2x plus 3. Alright, let's have another example. 5x minus 10 equals 20. So, this time it's a little bit different, as you have a subtraction. That means you start with negative amounts of money, and then you want to work your way up. So, you actually have to add 10 to the left side to get rid of this negative 10. So you'd actually have 5x, because then positive 10, negative 10, they cancel out at 0. So equals to 20, but then you have to add 10 on the side. So then you'd add 5x equals 30. Then divide both sides by 5. And then you have x equals to 6. You work for 6 hours before you can have $20 according to this equation. Alright, next equation. Let's say you have y equals 4x plus 2. And we're finding x when y is equal to 18. So if y is 18, you plug that in as 18 equals 4. We don't know x, so we leave it. Then plus 2. And then we do the same thing. 18 minus 2, because we're getting rid of the 2 on this side, equals to 4x. So then we'd have 16 equals 4x. You divide both sides by 4 to isolate for x, so then you have 4 equal to x. And yet again, you'd have to work for 4 hours to get $18 in this equation. Now let's do a little bit harder one. 3x plus 6 equals 0. You're like, what am I looking at? So when are you actually gonna have $0 is what it's asking you. If you start with $6 and you lose $3 every hour. So you just rearrange the equation, like again. So minus 6 on this side, and then be 0, and then equals to negative 6. So then you just divide both sides by negative 3. Oh, shoot. No, I got it. Yeah. So you'd have to wait 2 hours before you have $0 if this is the equation. You start with $6 and you lose $3 every hour. See? These are all the right answers. Right. So let's do this question where y is equal to 12x plus 20. So where you start with $20 and earn $12 per hour. Let's solve for x when y is actually 200. So we sub that in. You know, so you have 12, and it tells you have to work for 15 hours. Plus, so 12 times 15, 200 equals 12 times 15, which is 180 plus 20. And then, yeah, these are the same. So that's how you know the equation's correct. Because work for 15, you have 200. Alright, so here's what you learned. You've learned about m, which is a slope. That's the rate of change and how fast it changes. B, that's how much you start with, whether it's money or whatever.